Alright, so Dr. Robert has sent me some more files to have a look at, and I have found this one here of the Osprey in real time quite interesting. Let's have a look and open it up.
Okay, he's 20 seconds to the left. Whoa, Osprey. Whoa, 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 dragons. Right there. That's why I didn't want to zoom in too close. Shoot.
And there was the second one. So I'm sure you've caught that. There were two dragons in that shot. One just as the Osprey is coming up, and you can see the bird in the corner here. That's just a normal bird flying. And as the Osprey comes in, you see this dragon come from the top of the screen, and it's just doing some funky maneuvers. Now, to me, it looks like a dragon, a fly, or some sort of bug, or something like that. As it does look like it has these kind of wings, and it seems to be flapping along, though they are a bit strange. And then it's doing something and disappears behind the plant. Now this sort of here makes it look like it's going behind the tree. Not too sure, which suggests that it's at least behind the tree, which is I'd have to look at the photo, the top-down photo, as to how far that tree is away from the camera. But I think it's at least a couple of meters, maybe 10-20 meters away. Actually, I should probably look that up. In this case, we have Google Maps opened already, so let's have a look. What decides to load. Where are we? Where are we? There's the gas company. There's the house. So that's the gas company here. Some palm trees here, which suggests that it is probably these palm trees here where this house is. And so that would be about 50 meters or so. So it goes behind, at least behind these palm trees here. And so it's around this location here, depending on what size it is and all this and that. So it's got to be flying around somewhere here. So 54 meters. The palm trees look relatively in focus. So I'm assuming that the camera's got a multi-focus type setup on it. Yeah, it's hard to tell because it jumps from one side to the other. And it doesn't actually go near the palm tree, and then it jumps into the split here, which again can't tell whether it's in front, but yeah, at least 50 meters away from the camera. And this could be coming in from the top behind the camera somewhere, doing its loop-de-loops and its playful banter here. And so yeah, that's interesting enough. That could be excused as a bug. Fair enough, because it looks like a bug. But then we have this one that comes in.
So I didn't want to zoom in too close.
And just as we zoom out to capture the next one, It comes in from the right here. There we go. You can kind of track its flapping here. There, that's when it first comes into to view. Right there. And if we move the frame, it's here. Somewhere around here from what I can see. It gets mixed up with the background. And I am going the wrong way. So it's there, then there, there, there. Actually moving quite slowly here per frame. You can see this sort of flapping as it's doing. So see that there does look like it's got some sort of wings. It could be a bird or something like that. But what is interesting is as it's doing its flapping, it comes along to like an area of the Osprey around here. And it stops its flapping and goes ballistic. Right here, this is the first ballistic frame. So we got the flap, and then we got full ballistics. No more flapping after this. It's in. Now let's take. So it's got a trajectory, goes ballistic, and then arcs over. It's as if it's just playing with the Osprey and going, hey, you're looking at that? Look at me. And then it just continues ballistic all the way down. No flapping, nothing of the sort. It's just pure. What these artifacting down the bottom. And like just no flapping at all. See it next to the Osprey here. Just pure ballistics. And it flapping down the bottom here. So yeah, that's quite interesting. Now there are birds, and I believe maybe some bugs, although I haven't done the research on that yet. I need to look up Los Angeles and the area and what kind of bugs are found in the area. And this stuff is usually hard to find unless you've got an expert to get you the details. So it would be nice to have a catalog of what bugs and everything exists in the area, so you could try to kind of compare. But this ballistic arc is kind of what throws off the idea that it's just a bug. This beginning part, yes, easily you could dismiss that as a bug. It's got some weird flapping going on. Some very weird flapping. There, flap, flap. It flaps, it kind of builds up momentum and then goes ballistic and arcs over the Osprey. Yeah, as soon as I see that video, the first thing that pops into my head is it's showing off. Something is showing off. It's like, hey, you're looking at the Osprey. I know the camera's there. I'm going to give you a bit of a show. And watch me go. Now, I have seen birds do this before. There's small birds in Australia that do something similar. You see them flap a couple of times, then they go ballistic, and they do arc sometimes like that. But given the size and where it's coming from, and the fact that we have this other bird in this corner here to compare to, that doesn't look like a bird to me. But I'm no expert on birds or bugs, so I've got no idea. Just this arc here is quite interesting to me. Yeah.
Okay, maybe the roof camera caught that. I'm pretty sure it did.
It would be interesting to have a look at the roof camera.
Slow and low. There it is. Drag it again. I'm going to move it a little more.
There was another one there.
And low.
Nope, there it goes. And see, this is where it's in its ballistic phase. As you can see, no flapping. you do see these small little almost wings or plasma type, maybe protrusions. Not sure. But that is pure ballistic. And it wouldn't surprise me if that's the exact same dragon doing the all three passes.
Oh, there it is, dragon again. I'm going to move in a little more. I may zoom out a few dragons. We have clear what.
And yeah, that's the video ending. So yeah, very interesting. Thank you to Robert again for sharing all these videos. It's a constant array of where the Osprey is going, what it's doing, and so Dr. Robert is doing quite a nice job of just cataloging all these for later. Maybe somebody with some more horsepower could look at these, because I don't have the expertise. I know how to pixel peep, but that's about it. Everything else is kind of out of my depth. You would need a bug expert, you would need a bird expert, you would need a local expert. A lot of expertise required to do some super duper proper analysis, but yeah. Alright, thanks for watching.